Happy Saturday, everyone. This is Emmanuel for History and Coffee with our On This Day series for March 16th. Today we are talking about the birthday of James Madison, who was President of the United States from 1809 to 1817. He was born on March 16th, 1751 in Port Conway. A key contributor to both the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, he was also an enslaver, and today we are going to be amplifying and talking about the lives and contributions of the people that he enslaved and relating those to the ideals that he put forth in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So Madison considered the Constitution and Bill of Rights as fundamentally intertwined. As historian Stuart Liebiger writes, quote, Madison wanted the Constitution to be venerated. Hasty amendments enacted on sudden popular impulses would harm it by threatening its stability. The more changes the document underwent, the more likely it would become the plaything of willful majorities. Hence, Madison believed that the Constitution must not be tampered with lightly or for merely political reasons. He led the fight for the Bill of Rights only because it protected the rights of those governed by the Constitution. End quote. In the Federalist Papers, Madison himself described his worries about passionate public overreactions causing harmful constitutional changes. He wrote, quote, "It is the reason of the public alone that ought to control and regulate the government. The passions ought to be controlled and regulated by the government." End quote. In commemorating Madison's life, it is important to also emphasize the lives of the people that he enslaved. When James Madison's father died in 1801, he received in his father's will the Mount Pelier forced labor camp that you can still visit to this day, as well as 100 enslaved people. When he became president in 1809, Madison forced at least 5 of the people that he enslaved to live with him at the White House. This included John Freeman, who was in his mid-20s in 1809. It also included Paul Jennings, who was 10 years old, and Joseph Bolden, who was in his 20s. All of those ages are when Madison became president in 1809. In addition, the last names of 3 of the people Madison enslaved at the White House have been lost. These were the 12-year-old Sukey, as well as unknown age Jim and unknown age Abram. Sukey was a young girl who was enslaved by Madison since her birth and well through her adulthood before she was sold by Madison. When Madison and his wife Dolly tried to sell Sukey's 15-year-old daughter Ellen to slave traders in 1847, Ellen escaped. Angry about Ellen's flight, Dolly and James Madison then retaliated by selling Ellen's mother, Sukey, to a slave trader for $400. The stories of Sukey, Ellen, Jim, Abram, John Freeman, Paul Jennings, Joseph Bolden, and the many other people enslaved by the Madisons are inseparable in their contradictions with the ideals that Madison and others set forth in the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and other foundational documents. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will join me again tomorrow for the next edition of our On This Day series.